Welcome back, guys. This is a King of Weebs here, and this is a Wattpad story that I found on Wattpad, obviously, because there is no other Wattpad website or app. I will be linking the story below in the description, and I hope you all enjoy this video. And please go support Drake Mercer, the actual creator of the story. And I love this story. I'm being serious. This is one of the best stories I've ever read. It's completed with 50 chapters. This is actually a rewrite of it, because the original one, which I read through the whole thing, I realized it's not finished, and then I read the actual description of it and it said that he rewrote it. Anyways, please go support this creator, and this is a small little teaser of what's going to happen on this in this story. What if Naruto was a year older? What if he had a twin sister and a younger sister? What if the Narutos hadn't been sealed into Naruto but his younger sister? What if Minato and Kushina had lived? Would Naruto have been neglected so his Jinchuriki sister could be trained? Prophecy. Minato sighed. I'm so thankful, Hiruzen. Without you, Naomi could never have been born. Naruto and Kara would be orphans, and everyone would know Kara's secret. He remembered that night 7 years ago, like it was yesterday. A masked man had kidnapped his daughter, Kara, after Kushina had birthed the twins. It took everything Minato had to get Kara back and chase off the masked man. He then began sealing the Narutos into Kara, and Hiruzen interrupted, giving his own soul in exchange for Minato's. Minato stood and looked over the village, just as Jiraiya walked into his room looking grim. Kid, we gotta talk. Minato looked at him, confused. What is it, sensei? Jiraiya ran a hand through his hair. I heard a prophecy yesterday from the great toad. A child of my apprentice will either save the world or plunge it into darkness. Aided by she with the chains of destiny, they will defeat a grave threat to humanity. It's vague, but I think your daughters. I think it's your daughters. Sorry. But I think it's your daughters. With Kara having the Narutos, it's no doubt she'll be extremely powerful. And Naomi's chakra is almost exactly like Kushina's, so she will end up wielding the chains. We must focus on their training. What of my son Naruto? Minato asked. Jiraiya grimaced. You aren't going to like this, but I think we should focus on your two daughters, only on them two as well. If they aren't close enough, they could fail. So we have to postpone Naruto's training. Minato narrowed his eyes dangerously. Are you suggesting we ignore my only son's training? Jiraiya returned the glare. Damn it, kid! The fate of the world is more important than his feelings. He may hate you, but he will at least be safe. That night, Minato made his decision that he would change the course of history forever. Daddy, a small grinning blonde girl ran into the office. What is it, Kara-chan? Minato asked, smiling gently. The mean men kept chasing me. The two Chunins burst into the room, breathing heavily. Hokage-sama, your daughter vandalized the school. And he took a deep breath. Kara had led them on quite a chase, apparently. The young Naruto walked through the door. He had blue pants, black boots, and a grey long sleeved shirt and a beanie, with his blonde hair sticking from the sides. He had his hands in his pockets and was smiling. Minato noted that Naomi wasn't in sight. He assumed she was at home. Naruto sat down on the guest chair in the office, watching the scene unfold. Kara had darker blonde hair than Naruto and looked more like their father. She wore a pair of blue pants, white boots, and white shirt with red flames on the arms. Hey Kara, starting tomorrow, your dad and I will be starting your private training, Jiraiya told her. She got excited along with Naruto. You're going to train me? That's right, Kara. Jiraiya replied, trying to hint that he wouldn't be training Naruto. I can't wait till tomorrow, she replied, Naruto nodding in agreement. Me neither. Me either. Oh, it's meant to be me neither. But anyway, actually, Naruto, we will be only training Kara for now, Jiraiya told the smiling boy. Naruto frowned. Why? Did I do something wrong? No, it's just that your sister has a power that's incredibly powerful and dangerous to anyone around. We have to focus on her entirely. Please be patient. We'll start your training later, Minato answered. For the toad sage, Naruto looked disappointed. Okay, I guess. Naruto's secret teacher. Naruto was upset. He'd been denied training yet again, and they'd even started training Naomi. Naruto was in a training ground, crying after he training himself into the ground. Hello, a light voice said from in front of him. Looking up, Naruto saw a man with black hair that framed his face, black eyes, Anbu clothes, and a sword on his back. Naruto scrambled up to his feet, wiping his tears as he did so. Hi, the black-haired man grinned. You were out here training? Naruto nodded. Dad won't teach me anything. He only teaches my sisters. The man nodded sadly. My father behaves similarly to my younger brother, trying to train me. My name is Itachi Uchiha, by the way. Naruto shook Itachi's outstretched hand. Naruto Namikaze. How about I train you, Naruto? I could train you and Sasuke-kun at the same time, Itachi asked. Naruto smiled brightly. You'd do that? Really, Itachi? Naruto's smile was infectious as Itachi matched it. It won't be easy though. You know, I'll train you till you hate me, and then some. I'll promise you'll be way ahead of your classmates though. Naruto nodded. Can we start now? Itachi shrugged. Fine by me, but how about a spar so I know where you're at with strength. Naruto smiled and dropped into his sloppy stance that looked similar to the style the Hyuga used. Naruto then shot forward. Itachi made a mental noise a mental note that he should work on his strategy and taijutsu. Naruto went for a punch, but Itachi slapped his fist away and flicked his forehead. Naruto recovered and went for a jumping kick, but Itachi grabbed his leg and threw him towards the puddle around 10 feet away. This went on for 2 hours and Naruto showed no signs of stopping, so Itachi stopped him. Enough. You need to work on your taijutsu style instead of mixing styles, you see. You should never rush into a straightforward fight with someone who outclasses you. And finally, you need a weapon. Naruto nodded, taking the information in. Thanks, Itachi-sensei. You're welcome. Be back here every day at 7 in the morning. I'll get you the skills you need. Training the two prodigies. Good to know you're punctual, Naruto-kun. Itachi was on top of the training target beam that Naruto had been sitting besides. Sasuke then ran into the training ground. Big brother, don't start training without me, Sasuke called out. Itachi laughed when Sasuke got close enough. Itachi poked his forehead. Meet your new training partner, Sasuke. Sasuke turned to Naruto. Hey, I know you. Your dad's the Hokage. Naruto scratched the back of his head. Yeah, that's me. Nice to meet you, Sasuke. Alright, you two. 50 sprints around the training ground, Itachi told them. 50? Are you nuts? Sasuke exclaimed. 60. Wanna try for more? No? Thought so. Get going, Itachi was deadly serious now. Training these two was important. He could tell. Training Naruto and Sasuke was incredible. Naruto was excellent with taijutsu and chakra, heavy techniques. Sasuke was more well-rounded, being above average in ninjutsu, taijutsu, and genjutsu. Naruto learned 2 wind jutsus and 1 earth jutsu. Sasuke learned 5 fire jutsus and 2 lightning, though he lacked the chakra to learn really destructive jutsus like Naruto. Naruto had begun hiding his strength from his family. Naruto, why do you hide your full power from everyone? Sasuke asked after Itachi had left on an urgent mission. Naruto smirked sadly. I asked my mom and dad for training. I asked my sisters to help. I try spending time with them. Every time I get shot down, and most times they ignore my presence altogether. Once graduation is here, I'll show them that they didn't hold me back by not training me. In fact, your brother is probably an even better teacher. I'll show everyone how powerful I am. Naruto clenched his fists. Determination is good and all, but I think you're bordering an obsession. Sasuke deadpanned. Naruto stood up, stretching his back and muscles. I'm surprised they haven't figured it out yet. I mean, Mom is supposed to be a censor. Oh well. See ya, Sasuke. Then Naruto walked home, feeling confused the more he tried to remember exactly why his father refused to train him. I'll find out eventually. He shrugged and winced. Sasuke had landed a good kick earlier. Graduation day. Naruto was at the academy very early, excited for the test that put him in the Genin squad. In his Genin squad, everyone else showed up half an hour later. Kara did too, and waved excitedly at Naruto, but he didn't even look at her. Sasuke showed up, a loose-fitting white shirt and a purple jacket tied around his face, around his waist. Fist. I'm an idiot. What's up, Sasuke? Sasuke waved at Naruto as he sat by his friend. So exactly, what are you going to show? Naruto grinned. A lot. I am going to scare people. I think we should go all out in at least the taijutsu. Sasuke nodded. Should be fun. Alright, class. Today the Hokage and his wife will be watching their exams to know who should be placed in what team. Show them the proper respect they deserve, Iruka-sensei called out. The class nodded except Naruto, who simply scoffed. First test is written. When I pass you the papers out, to complete them without talking and turn them back face down, Iruka-sensei told us. That was a boring 20 minutes. The only question Naruto couldn't remember was the Nandaime's Hokage's name. He shrugged. 9 out of 10 is good enough. Next up is taijutsu. One at a time, I'll call you up for a fight with myself, where I'll judge your skill with taijutsu. Naruto stopped paying attention, only seeing the 3 kids besides himself and Sasuke that were worth anything. They were Neji Hyuga, Tenten Miragashi, and Rock Lee. Kara Namikaze, Iruka called out. Now Naruto focused on the fight entirely. He may be angry with them, but she was his sister. She shot forward quickly, throwing punches and kicks that Iruka looked impressed by. She was faster than the 3 before her, but lacked physical strength. She spun on her heel, aiming a spinning kick towards Iruka's head. He caught her ankle and pushed her back, making her lose balance and fall. Very good, Kara. I see you've been practicing. You got a perfect score, Iruka said as he helped her up. Next up, Naruto Namikaze. Naruto stood up, noting angrily that his parents weren't even paying attention because they was too busy doting over Kara. Iruka-sensei, what happens if I beat you? Naruto asked, still staring at his parents. Iruka laughed. Don't just assume you'll win. I'm a Chunin, and you're still an academy student. Landing a single hit on me will be impressive. Naruto turned his eyes to his teacher. You didn't answer my question. Iruka looked mad. Alright, I'll give you a bonus 50 points on your final grade. Begin. I didn't take up a stance or anything. I remained calm, mirroring the way Itachi likes to fight. Then Iruka threw a punch, and I moved my head just enough to dodge it. He tried again, but I spun at speeds that he couldn't follow, and placed my hands on the ground and kicked him in the chin. The blow distorted him, so I jumped back and drop-kicked his chest, sending him tumbling into the ring, out of the ring. The class went deathly quiet. Minato and Kushina were staring with wide eyes at Naruto. Minato-kun, I thought you said that you didn't teach him, or you couldn't teach him. Minato replied slowly, I didn't. But I want to know who had the goal to teach my son without my permission. Naruto heard this and was seething under his calm exterior. Well, Hokage-sama. Well. I thought that if you didn't want to be around me, I'll go find people who do, and they helped me with my training. I feel though that you are not mad at someone training me. You're mad that someone trained me better than you and your sensei trained Kara. Then Naruto went and sat back down. Minato glared angrily at his son, but said nothing. He should be proud how powerful Naruto became. But Naruto was right. He was pissed that someone trained Kara's twin. He was pissed that someone trained Kara's twin brother even better than he trained Kara. Kara walked over to Naruto. That was incredible, Naruto-kun. If you want me, we could train later, and you could help me with my taijutsu, and I'll help you with your ninjutsu. Naruto grunted angrily. You didn't even speak to me for months, and now you do. You're only talking to me because you think I can help you become stronger than you are now. Sorry, but I refuse. I refuse to be you or anyone else's. So piss off, Naruto. Don't talk to your sister like that, Minato yelled at him. Naruto glared at the Hokage. Yes, Hokage-sama. You missed Sasuke's fight, by the way. Minato looked over, and Sasuke had left Iruka in a crumpled heap on the floor, almost completely silently and quickly. Two Genin able to demolish a seasoned tuning. It's pretty incredible. Taizen, the assistant tuning teacher or instructor, said to Minato from behind. Minato nodded. He could give them that. Next up was ninjutsu. Perform transformation, substitution, and a clone jutsu. And for extra credit, you can do a jutsu you practiced on your own, Iruka said, now having stood up. When it came to Kara, Minato looked at Iruka. She has a medical condition that prevents her from doing regular clones. She will be doing another type. Iruka nodded. It was a special treatment, but he couldn't argue with the Hokage. She did the first two easily, and then created 10 shadow clones. She held her hands together and created a wobbly blue ball of chakra, Rasengan, she called out proudly. Naruto nearly laughed at the pathetic Rasengan. It looked like it fall off if a light breeze hit it. Very good, Kara, 105, perfect score. Next up, Naruto Namikaze. Unlike his sister, Naruto did the 3 jutsu normally, not bothering with showing his ninjutsu to his father. Sasuke did the 3 plus a fireball jutsu, 5-star grand fireball. The rookie of the year ended up being Sasuke, and then Naruto, then Kara. Team placements. Itachi sighed. He was now a normal Jonin commander in the Hokage's office. Please, Hokage-sama, may I request? Itachi asked. Minato nodded. Make it quick. I'm still deciding the team placements. That's actually why I'm here. I request to be the Jonin team leader of Naruto and Sasuke, Itachi replied. Minato looked at Itachi astonished. It was you. You helped them get that strong. Itachi nodded. Yes, they're both prodigies, unlike anything I've ever seen. Your son is actually... I'll grant your request on one condition, Minato interrupted. Itachi smiled. Name it. I want your third pupil to be Kara, Minato said evenly. Wouldn't that make our team really overpowered? Itachi asked curiously. It might, I'll admit it, but you trained Naruto with less time, but he's already stronger than Kara, and I've been training her for longer. I suspect that you do the same with Kara, Minato explained. Itachi knew Naruto wouldn't be happy, but it was the only way. Thank you, Hokage-sama. Naruto passed on to the training ground. After a long day of training, Naruto, my descendant, you must wake up. Naruto's eyes shot open. Who's there? An elderly man with horns and a staff appeared in front of him. There was nothing around them for miles. Everything was black, and the slight wind was blowing through. Hello, Naruto. Who I am unimportant. Who I am is unimportant. I am simply here to offer you a gift. A gift that has been lost to mankind for a long time. He held out his hand. Naruto studied his hands. What's the gift? A power that was limited to my brother, and I we used it to save the world many times. What I offer you is a special form of chakra I feel you will require to save the world. Will you accept the gift, child of prophecy? The man extended his hand a little more. Naruto nodded with determination. I accept. Naruto grabbed his hand. Power filled his body to the brim and beyond. Naruto screamed in pain and fainted. Power was still growing inside of him. For a brief moment, Naruto's chakra became aqua-colored. Sage's cloak. Naruto opened his eyes. He felt power like never before and grinned, idly noticing his body was glowing with flaming green chakra. Then his body gave out the cloak. Then he gave out and the cloak disappeared. What the hell was that? Naruto breathed. It was the gift I gave you. I suppose I suppressed the chakra to the air. I suppressed the chakra to this area so that you don't terrify your village, the man from before said in my head. How can I hear you? How can I hear you? Naruto asked aloud. I can speak to you through your mind. Remember, child, protect the earth. Protect it from what? Naruto asked. No reply. The next day at the academy, Naruto had his feet propped against his desk and was leaning back, listening to the team announcements. Team 9, Neji, Tenten, and Lee, your Jonin is Might Guy, and Iruka read out. Team 10, Sasuke, Kara, and Naruto. Your Jonin is Itachi Uchiha. Naruto's eyes widened. His father must have figured out Itachi was the reason he'd gotten so strong. The lights all flickered out for a moment. When everyone could see again, they saw Itachi Uchiha sitting on Iruka's desk. Naruto, Sasuke, and Kara, join me on the roof. Then he disappeared into a black whisk of smoke. How could he do that? Kara asked, surprised. Itachi is better at genjutsu than even Kurenai. He's one of the village's most powerful Jonin, Iruka answered. Naruto didn't hear that though, because he was halfway up the stairs. Itachi smiled at his students, who just got to the rooftop. Naruto a few minutes earlier. Then, let's get to know each other. Alright, I'm Itachi Uchiha. I really like candy, training Naruto and Sasuke. I dislike arrogance, stupidity, and anyone who hurts someone I care about. My dream is to marry a beautiful girl and have cute kids, and in a peaceful world. You next, Sasuke. Sasuke sighed. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I like tomatoes. I dislike people who smell badly. My dream is to become the most powerful ninja in the world. Naruto, Itachi prompted. Naruto looked at him boldly. I'm Naruto Namikaze. I like my friends, training, and reading. I dislike. Naruto glanced to the Hokage Tower. Certain individuals. My dream is to... I haven't thought about it, really. Kara? Itachi prompted again. Kara smiled. I'm Kara Namikaze. I really like foxes, training, and being the best. I dislike weaklings, people who ignore me, and people named Kurama. And a person named Kurama. Itachi nodded, wondering who Kurama was. Alright, we start missions tomorrow. I'm supposed to give you a test, but I've given the test to Naruto and Sasuke before, so they know the answer. Basically, your teammates are your new family. Protect them, help them, and cover their backs. Today we will be training. I want Kara to do the water walking exercise with chakra weights on. And when you can do it for at least 20 minutes, I'll teach you a jutsu. Naruto and Sasuke, you two will be perfecting your weapon training. Sibling anger. Today, team, you will be learning your nature affinity. Each of you grab a chakra paper and channel in chakra into it. Itachi told his Genin team. Kara looked happy, then decided to do hers quickly. Once she did, it turned out to be lightning like Sasuke. Yes, a stronger element. Naruto chuckled. All elements can be powerful. It is up to you to make it strong. Naruto channeled the chakra into his paper, making it split in half. I already know my element, and so does Sasuke. Why didn't you just give Kara a paper instead of having us do it too? Kara snickered at Naruto. Mad because you got wind? Itachi raised an eyebrow. Kara, wind has an advantage over lightning, and wind is the most versatile of all 5 elements. Naruto is working on creating fire by vibrating it at a fast pace. And I knew a man who could focus it to drain the oxygen in certain areas to render fire and lightning completely useless. She grunted. How do I make lightning then? Itachi handed a small light bulb. Make that light up. That's step 1. Naruto and Sasuke, since you two can already use your elements for jutsu, I got you both a new technique. He tossed one to Sasuke. I bargained it from Kakashi Hatake. It's called Chidori, a rank assassination jutsu. Get started. He smirked at Naruto. For you, I figured you need something that would be similar to the Chidori. It's called the Kaze no Yari. What the fuck is that, bruv? Wind Spear. You two go start. I'll help Kara. Naruto and Sasuke walked off together, obviously going to train together. Naruto started reading the scroll, and he realized that what this jutsu could do was special, which should have been obvious by the name. It's based from its base form. It's a spear. Tip made of wind around the hand, and it can be stretched to greater lengths than even thrown like an actual spear. It was awesome. Once he told Sasuke replied that he thinks the Chidori may be able to stretch in a similar way, but maybe not be thrown. They each got to work trying to outdo each other. My blind heart. Naruto was walking home. Bandages covered his entire right arm from small cuts caused by the Kaze no Yari. He hadn't performed it, so it couldn't cut him if he lost concentration. Then Naruto turned, sensing a familiar chakra, Hinata-chan. She stepped out from behind some bushes, looking embarrassed. Hi, Naruto-kun. Naruto smiled at her. I see you've passed. I'm glad. She blushed at that. He's glad I passed? She thought happily. I was heading home, and I kind of want to put it off for a while. You want to go get dinner with me? My treat. Naruto asked, scratching his cheek nervously. Like a date? She asked, stuttering. Naruto looked away nervously. I guess you could call it that. His face had this light pink shade on his cheek. Then she wobbled back and forth, uneasy. Yes. She got out meekly. Naruto jumped. Yes. She smiled, being slightly less nervous at seeing that. New prophecy. Minato sighed. He was supposedly doing the right thing, but he didn't feel like he was. Since Jiraiya came by yesterday, he felt terrible. Jiraiya said something had changed the prophecy. Now it said that the great battle shall determine Earth's fate. I lost where I was. Shite. Jiraiya said something had changed the prophecy. Now he said that okay. One you had whose heart burnt with fire shall rise, either warm us with that fire or destroy us with it. The offspring of the Tentacles will be our only hope. Minato amused that what that meant. That meant Kara, since the Ninetales fox was part of the Tentacles. Wait, what? Minato assumed that meant Kara, as the Ninetales fox was part of the Tentacles. He would start training her even harder when she isn't with Itachi, starting by giving her full control over the Ninetales. Too bad he didn't know that the Tentacles children were actually the Raikudo Sennin and his older twin. The older twin, the older twin, have have Naruto the Tenseigan, so he could also be the answer. I'm confused. Minato called Kara to his office. Time to pull out the Kyuubi's power away from it. Kyuubi's power away from it. Yeah, Dad? She asked once in his office. We are going to use your seal. We are going to. We're going into your seal. It's time to retook the Kyuubi's power for you. For you. Minato told her with determination. She nodded and held out her fist to fist bump Minato. Over the next 2 hours, Minato fell back, chakra exhaustion evident. Kara's eyes shot open, glowing red and slitted pupils. Her body was covered in red chakra that flowed around her like flames. Kara, Minato asked nervously. She glared at him and took a menacing step towards him. Then her eyes turned orange, and the chakra became orange. She shook her head, ridding her mind of the powerful dark influences. Dad, there's so much hate in this chakra. She grabbed her head as the influence got stronger. She screamed in pain. The chakra threw Minato back, and a voice came out from Kara that wasn't her own. Fool Hokage, you've made a grave mistake. Her will isn't strong enough to resist the darkness of my chakra. She's going to become a monster. Shut up, you damn fox. At the end, her voice returned to normal, and she grunted, straining to release the powerful chakra. When it disappeared, she fell unconscious. Minato picked her up. Don't worry, I'll help you with the chakra. So will Itachi, since he has his Sharingan and he can control the Nine Tails. Minato Kushina kicked the doors open, of the office open, shattering them when they hit the wall. I felt the Kyuubi's chakra. Where's Kara? It's alright. I helped her get the Kyuubi's chakra from him. There was a bit of a hiccup. But everything is fine now, he said, not mentioning what the Kyuubi said. First date. Come on, Hinata. Naruto grabbed her hand and began jogging to his favorite ramen stand. All Hinata could think was Naruto is holding my hand. Her face was red, and she had a big smile on her face, giggling and trying to keep up with the blonde Namikaze. When they got there, Naruto asked for a bowl of spicy chicken ramen, while Hinata got a beef ramen. So Hinata, how's training? Naruto asked awkwardly. She poked her fingers together. It's fine. I've been learning ninjutsu in secret because my clan looks down on ninjutsu. Naruto looked bewildered. They look down on ninjutsu? Why? An S-rank ninjutsu sometimes has the destructive power to level entire villages, while with taijutsu, you'd have to open all 8 gates to do that, and even then, it'll kill you. She nodded. I know. They only fight at close range. They only fight at close range. With the Juken. Many of our clansmen have been killed by long-range specialists. Naruto frowned. Maybe I could help you train. I mean, if I ask and you wanted to, then if I ask and you wanted to, then saying you couldn't accept my help would be an insult to the son of the Hokage. Son of the Hokage plus the Uchiha clan, because that's who trained me. She nodded. That might work. Wow. I just realized you haven't stuttered since we got here. It's really nice to hear you properly. You have a pretty nice voice, Naruto interrupted happily. Hinata blushed brightly. Thank you, Naruto-kun. After a couple of hours, Naruto decided to walk her home. Hey, Hinata. Yes, Naruto-kun. She asked softly. Can we do this again in a couple of days? He asked, hoping beyond hope she'd say yes. She nodded, smiling at her crush. I'd like that. Naruto grinned at her. Great. That's cool. He hugged her quickly and ran off, leaving her at her doorstep in her puppy days, jumping around like the happiest man in the village. Wave mission. Minato sighed still exhausted from expending all his chakra that night. Oh, sorry, the night before. Daddy, can we have a better mission? Kara asked. Itachi raised an eyebrow, while Sasuke looked interested. Naruto looked indifferent. Itachi, do you think they are all ready for something like this? Minato asked quietly. Itachi nodded. In all honesty, not all honestly, they could do it properly. They would be able to handle a B rank. Minato nodded and smiled. All right, team Itachi. You'll be going to the Wave Country to defend the bridge builder from any and all threats. Your mission ends when the bridge is complete. Do you accept? Everyone nodded at that. Even though Naruto didn't look at his father. Good. Be at the gate with enough supplies for 2 weeks in an hour. Dismissed. Everyone left after Minato dismissed them. Once at the gate, Naruto sat down by the wall. Sasuke sat in a tree, and Itachi stood by the gate. Kara arrived moments later and tried to sit beside Naruto, only for him to get up and walk off. She got mad and nearly yelled, but Tarzan finally arrived, smelling of alcohol. This is the super team of a super ninja I hired. They look like a bunch of super brats. And you look like a super fat drunk piece of shit, Kara yelled irritably. Kara Namikaze, the client is paying for our services. That means you may talk to us. That means he may talk to us in any way he pleases. Besides, you do look like a super brat. Itachi told her. We are ninja. We preserve even if the client is a prick. Sasuke added. Naruto walked past her. You said you were ready for this. Let's go. Fuck you. You're just mad I can control the Nine-Tails now, she yelled after Naruto. He turned around with a glare. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. And it only makes me respect you even less. Did you even try talking with him before subjugating him? I bet it was the Hokage's idea, right? You know, ripping his chakra from away like that. It means you're no better than you're no better than a slave owner or a thief. She was stunned. She never knew the Nine-Tails spoke English, and her father took his power. That doesn't make you stronger either. Strength doesn't come from being able to call upon the tail beasts. Naruto walked off, followed by Itachi and Sasuke. Kara walked after them, deep in thought. Demon. The fog around Team Itachi was too thick to see very far. This isn't natural fog, Naruto. This is natural fog. Naruto, get rid of it, Itachi told his team. Naruto nodded and did a full handstands wind style. Great breakthrough. A powerful wind blew away from the group, getting rid of the fog for miles. Then Itachi vanished, and everyone turned at the sound of a thud. Looking behind them, Sasuke saw Itachi holding the biggest sword he'd ever seen, and his Sharingan was active. Kara spun around her heel at the sound of a gruff laughter. You kids have a competent sensei, but you three are just playing ninja. Itachi Uchiha, you're very famous. My bingo book lists you as an S-class threat with an extremely high bounty. You're known for being extremely talented in ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu, also kenjutsu. You really are an S-class. Then I doubt I could kill you. So let's make a deal. You give me the bridge builder and I don't kill your team. Itachi smirked. How about you try it? Especially since I got your sword. Zabuza laughed. I could. Then he froze. If you're going to kill someone, do it. I can cast a powerful genjutsu if you look into my Sharingan. Itachi then hurled a kunai, only for it to be deflected by needles, and for two people to appear in front of the frozen Zabuza. One was 5'6" with a typical Anbi mask and robes. The other was almost 6 foot with a black hair, blue eyes, and heavy muscles. He wore black baggy pants tucked into his brown leather boots. He had a red muscle shirt and a short sword at the side that was almost 2 feet long and 3 inches wide in a straight blade. The shorter one grabbed Zabuza and vanished using body flicker. We'll see you guys again real soon, okay? The large man asked, then vanished as well. Naruto grinned. That guy was special. He could tell. Bridge building. Alright, super ninjas. This is my super home, Tazano called out loudly, clearly drunk. Itachi chuckled. You may want to lie down, Tazano-san. He nodded sagely. You're right, I deserve a super nap. Then he passed out on the floor. Team, promise me you won't be alcoholics, Itachi sighed. You must be the ninja that Dad hired. A pretty woman with brown hair and an apron walked into the room. Naruto was reminded vaguely of Ayame from Ichiraku. Nice to meet you. I'm Itachi Uchiha. This is my brother Sasuke, and the other students, Naruto and Karo Namikaze. She blushed slightly at Itachi speaking to her. I'm glad you're here. I'll go make dinner. She walked into the kitchen. Naruto raised an eyebrow. I've noticed that you nearly all women are attracted to you, Itachi. Attracted to you, Uchihas. Think it's part of your bloodline? Don't be stupid, Sasuke said, annoyed. Kara looked away nervously. This caught Sasuke's attention and caused him to groan. Kara walked outside, obviously angry. Naruto, follow your sister outside. There are enemies around here, trying to kill Tazuna. Don't think they won't kill her to weaken us, Itachi told Naruto. Naruto sighed, but did as he was told. She was walking through the forest, looking angry. Naruto stealthily followed through the trees, watching her intently. She looked like she was getting mad at something. Damn it, Fox, answer me. She sank to her knees. Why can't Naruto be proud of me like mom and dad and my baby sister? Why does he hate me so much? She punched the ground. Naruto sighed. I don't hate you, Karo. She looked over at him, tears streaming down her cheeks. What are you doing here? I'm making sure you don't get attacked by enemy shinobi. Karo, I want you to know I never hated you. I resented you when I was a kid because our parents never wanted to spend time with me. Only you and Naomi. I cried a lot. Not knowing why mom and dad didn't like me was terrible. They always put me off into the darkness and held you two in the light. So I found comfort in friends. I thought it was enough, but it wasn't. I still resent you, but I want to try to be your brother. Naruto looked ashamed of the way he'd been acting, but not quite ready to just stop. Kara jumped and hugged Naruto tightly. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Naruto returned the hug, felt a chunk of his chakra release. Stepping back, he noted the 3 black spheres floating around him. What the hell? Kara spoke once and jumped in shock. It was disrupted. It disrupted my entire chakra network. Naruto grabbed one, finding it humming vibrations, and it made to be comforting. What is this? The other 2 floated lazily around behind them. Naruto, what are those things? Did you make them? I have no idea, but I did feel chakra drop just before they appeared. I'll ask Itachi, Naruto replied. Dagura. Naruto sat in an unoccupied part of the bridge, staring at the 3 floating orbs around him. They would float lazily around him, and randomly, unless he focused on them. In which case, they became faster and more predictable. So far, he found out that the faster they go, the longer they get, and like they were stretching. Then Naruto held out his hand to one and willed it to change shape completely. It became a long black staff, and the other two orbs gravitated towards the top. Wow. Too bad I don't know how to use the staff. I'll get Itachi to help me. Then he changed it to a black ring with with three thick blades sticking from it. I think dark sector weapon. Think of a dark sector weapon. Wonder what else I can make them. Then he felt a presence behind him and jumped to his feet, the orbs returning to the original shape and traveling in a circle around his body. Naruto didn't know why they were circling him at chest height, at arm's reach, but he didn't care. Calm yourself. I'm not here to fight you yet. The voice was powerful, confident, and he knew he couldn't beat him. He couldn't be beaten. Naruto saw the muscular man from before. My name is Dagura. Dagura Notisho. I come to ask you to leave. He sat down and leaned against the railing. Why would we just leave? You're here alone. What if I kill you now? Naruto asked. The man laughed. I am virtually incredibly indestructible because of one of my two bloodlines. It's known commonly as the black steel release. I could turn part of my body into black steel, which hardens like diamond. Well, which is harder than diamond. My other bloodline comes from my mother, lava release. I and my friend Haku would much rather not have to kill you. Zabuza-sama would rather kill you, and especially your sensei. Please leave. I don't want to kill again. Naruto looked sadly at him. Again. He nodded. My friend Haku is too innocent and pure to kill anyone, preferring to disable them with needles. So when he can't, I killed them. Naruto sighed. I'm sorry. We're not going anywhere. Naruto pulled a kunai and shot it forward. The man made no attempt to block it, and the blade hit his chest. Instead of killing him, the blade's tip bent and snapped in half. I told you, kid. I'm indestructible. Then he stood and walked off, leaving Naruto to his thoughts. Battle on the Bridge, Part 1. Itachi had his team stay on the bridge for the next few days. When finally it was attacked, Zabuza charged Itachi, making sure to look away from his eyes and avoid genjutsu. Haku attacked Sasuke, and Naruto told Kara to defend Tasuna at all costs, while he found Dagura. She nodded, eyes orange with the Kyuubi's chakra. Naruto and Dagura exchanged a few punches, feeling each other out, when Dagura's right arm turned black with a metal sheen, and he backhanded Naruto across the chest, sending him back a dozen feet. Kid, I'd honestly rather not kill you, so please back off, he said as the black steel began to creep up his neck. Naruto stood up. You think you'll scare me with a love tap? Please. Dagura's eyes turned red. Glowing orange cracks appeared from the metal. The heat burned his shirt away, but he left his pants intact. Must be heat resistant. Then his fist turned into lava. Last chance, kid. Naruto grinned and did the free hand signs, wind style, multi-air bullet. Then he spit out four beams of pressurized air that could easily puncture through normal metal, but did nothing to the black steel that Dagura's body was made up of. Then Dagura charged, too fast for Naruto to react. To Naruto, everything slowed down dramatically. Dagura was 4 feet from him, with his lava fist reared back. The heat burned against Naruto's skin. His mouth was dry. He felt fear. He knew that this was the end. Then everything went black. Dagura stepped back from his attack. The entire middle of the bridge was now sinking. Was a sinking pit of lava. Nothing could have survived this ultimate attack. I wish I didn't have to kill you, kid, he muttered sadly. Don't think I'm done yet. Dagura looked up. There was a large black sphere rising from the lava. What the hell? Then it landed away from the lava and shrunk shrunk into three much smaller spheres around an unharmed Naruto. It appears you have a powerful bloodline, Dagura acknowledged. Naruto grinned as one of the spheres became a short staff, like a blunt sword. You know, instead of killing the bridge builder, Gato could have just gotten you to destroy it once it was done, and shatter their morale. This is just cruel. But Gato isn't very intelligent, so he'd never have thought of that. Dagura replied secretly, happy that Naruto wasn't dead. Naruto glanced to his feet and saw Sasuke was trapped in a weird dome made of floating ice mirrors. Kazeno Yari. Naruto span and hurled a wind spear at the ice dome, cutting a perfect hole as big as a dime in two mirrors, and cutting Haku's leg. Your fight is with me, Dagura charged again. Sasuke was trapped, and Haku was moving too fast to land a hit. Needless were everywhere. Not needless. Oh my god. Needles were everywhere, and Sasuke had dodged most of them, but a couple were sticking from his back. Sasuke's Sharingan was just barely able to track the movements of Haku dashed towards Sasuke. And then Haku dashed towards Sasuke from behind, hoping to knock him unconscious. However, a piercing notice was heard by Haku. Haku yelled out, and he grabbed his side. A deep gash from what looked like a wind jutsu. Haku cursed. Your friend hit me. It must have been a lucky shot. Now I'll have to beat you quickly. Haku charged again, and but he was just barely over half his earlier speed, so Sasuke was able to keep up and fight back. Itachi smirked at Zabuza. You know, you should just take your apprentices and leave. I have no qualms about killing you, but I'd rather my team get some experience before getting their first kill. Zabuza glared at Itachi. Itachi was making a fool of him without even trying to use Genjutsu. Zabuza had cuts on his chest and bruises over his eyes where Itachi hit him with a powerful elbow. Itachi Uchiha was an S-class, Zabuza was an A-class. It really shouldn't be surprising that Itachi could beat him. Zabuza, this is your last chance, Itachi said, eyes going cold. Zabuza ripped his mask off and spit blood. Take your best shot, Uchiha. Itachi's Sharingan changed into what looked like a strange shuriken, and then he spoke. So be it. Naruto was amazed by the orbs around him. He hit Dagura, and in the head, and and the black steel fell off of him like leaves from a dying tree. Now Dagura laid his feet. Now Dagura lay at his feet, and Naruto smiled. He knocked out a very powerful opponent, but he was running on around 10% of his normal chakra reserves. He fell to his knees, panting heavily and sweating. Then he passed out beside the large man. Haku, we don't have to fight. We could. He was interrupted by Haku throwing needles at him, forcing him to use a kunai to deflect them. Sasuke then felt his brother's chakra become heavy in the air. Damn it, he's using it. Haku removed her mask. Using what? Itachi's ace in the hole. His Mangekyo Sharingan. It gives him access to a power to obliterate any ninja. If you don't stop this now, your master will die. Is that what you want? Sasuke yelled at her. The mirrors turned to water as Haku stood before Sasuke, gripping her side. Fine. If you try to hurt Zabuza, I'll kill you. Itachi could beat all of us at the same time with his Mangekyo, Sasuke said grimly. Itachi's left eye began to bleed, and he whispered, Amaterasu. Luckily for Zabuza, a wall of ice appeared in front of him and delayed the black fire, so they could move. Itachi went to do it again, but Sasuke yelled, "Stop it, Itachi! Foolish little brother." Then he closed his bleeding eye and focused with the other one. on Zabuza. Haku is too weak to continue fighting, and Naruto and Dagura. Naruto beat Dagura. Zabuza looks like he could pass out at any moment. This fight is over. You don't have to kill them, Sasuke told him. If I don't, he will come back, Itachi said gravely. Looks like Zabuza is just a baby demon after all, said a fat man with glasses and a business suit. Itachi opened both his eyes to glare at the newcomer and his army of bandits. Friends of yours, Zabuza? Zabuza grunted. He's the one who hired me. Itachi nodded. Sasuke, I will spare Zabuza and his apprentices, but I will go kill Gato. He opened his eye a bit wider, his Sharingan spinning at crazy speeds, and all his mercenaries. Then the entire area erupted into black flames. Not one bandit was spared. What power! Zabuza breathed. Glad he didn't get hit. Itachi commanded the flames, the flames, to be out. All that remained of those men was the burnt ground. Itachi clamped a hand over the eye, and his Sharingan deactivated. Itachi, you can't keep using that power. It hurts you. Wait till I get mine, so we can switch," said Sasuke. "Go get Naruto, Kara, and Tazuna. I'll watch them." Itachi glared at Zabuza, who was sitting down, leaning on Haku. "Deal. Zabuza, I want to offer the three of you in our village." Kara told the man before her. "And how would you have any pull in a village, Genin?" he asked, rather with a rather rough voice. She smiled. "Because my dad is the Hokage." Zabuza looked relieved. "Nah, I'm really glad we didn't kill you. Having the yellow flash after us would be a definite death sentence. So what do you say?" she asked again. He thought for a moment before shrugging. "Sounds fine to me. I hear he's a nice guy when he's not slaughtering people." "Great," she grinned in a way that made her look like Naruto. "Whatever. All I know is that there's a lake down there, and I plan on swimming." Naruto walked past them, stripping down to his boxers, Sasuke and Itachi doing the same. "Good idea, Naruto," Itachi said as he rid himself of his shirt. Kara got a devious smirk on her face. "I think I know how to appeal to Sasuke." She ran inside and borrowed a bikini from Tsunami. Luckily, she had an orange one, and she changed quickly. When she got back down to the water, she saw Sasuke laying in the sand and his legs in the water, while Itachi and Dagura and Zabuza and Naruto were wrestling in the dunking each other. Tazuna's daughter sat beside Sasuke, only anyways, he didn't even glance at either Kara or Tsunami. As Kara got close, and even then he only smirked and chuckled out. "Should have known you found some orange." Kara blushed, and she looked disappointed and then angry. She stood him up and grabbed him by the back of his hair and squished and pushed him towards the water. Anyways, anger. Minato glared at Zabuza, Haku, and Dagura. "Let me get this straight. You attacked a Konoha team with my daughter and on it, no less, and then have the guts to ask for citizenship." Kara noticed sadly, for the first time, that her dad mentioned her but not Naruto. Itachi placed a hand on her shoulder to keep her quiet. Minato sighed. "The only reason I'm saying yes is because you're bringing 3 capable shinobi and 3 bloodlines, and one of the seven ninja of the mist, 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. You will be on probation and receive my seal. All it does is allow me to teleport to you in a blink of an eye. Meaning that if you turn into a traitor, I'll cut you down, and it will be impossible to run away." Zabuza nodded grimly, knowing that even without the seal, Minato Namikaze was the fastest shinobi on the planet. Dagura laughed inwardly. Unless the fourth had powers like his son that negate his own, he couldn't do much other than tag him. Haku didn't care. He didn't like it here though. He liked it here. Itachi stepped forward. As you now as you now can see, the three of us are very tired. If it's not too much trouble, we'd like the week off to recuperate. I hear Jiraiya wants to teach Kara the sage arts. I want permission to take Naruto to learn to use what I believe is a new bloodline. Minato looked curious. A new bloodline? Sure, it's not Kushina's change. Sure, it's not Kushina's the Uzumaki chains. Positive. So far, there are three small orbs that float around him at all times, unless he hides them, like he is now. He can change their shape and at will, and they come to his aid. If it's about to be hit, they dodge it. He can't dodge it. Sorry, I read that wrong. He can change their shape, and they come to his aid. If he's about to be hit, and he can't dodge it, they are extremely durable, able to withstand a tremendous force and heat, and they repel chakra. Itachi told him calmly. Naruto, show me those orbs, Minato commanded. Naruto held up his hand, showing the three black rings on his hand, on the right hand, except his pinky. They then floated off and changed into their regular form and began floating around the room. Naruto, can you give one to me? Minato asked. If you want your chakra control shot, sorry, what? Yo, this sentence doesn't make sense. One sec. Naruto, can you give one to me? Minato asked. If you want your chakra control shot to hell for about half an hour for just touching one, Naruto chuckled darkly. That a threat? Minato asked coldly. Not at all, Hokage-sama. Naruto's reply actually sent a slight shiver down Minato's spine, and he realized that Naruto hasn't called him dad in years. He knew why. He ignored the boy in every turn in favor for his sisters. But for the fate of the world, he will bear his son's anger. If only he knew. Naruto, would you like to learn the Rasengan? I can give you the steps, Minato offered, hoping his son wouldn't be so angry. I'll pass. I've gotten this far without you. I don't need any help from you. Naruto's reply was a bit harsh, but he'd never admit that. Naruto, come on, it's a A-rank jutsu. You don't see many of those out here. Minato tried again. I've got 3 A-rank techniques that Itachi-sensei gave me without me ever asking. I asked you hundreds of times to help me, or even just to spend time with me. So no, I don't want your shitty jutsu. Naruto's normally calm demeanor cracked. He widened his eyes and took a deep breath. I apologize for my outburst. I will accept whatever punishment you deem necessary. Minato felt his words cut deeper than any kunai. Everyone is dismissed. Naruto, I'd like for you to stay a moment. He sighed. Is this an order as Makage? Minato answered, if it needs to be. Fine, Naruto answered, locking his fingers behind him. His orbs moving in a wider and more erratic arcs. Minato stood up when everyone left and leaned against his desk in front of Naruto. Was I so bad a father that you truly hate me? Naruto remained silent, but his glare spoke for him. I want to try. Naruto punched his father in the gut, doubling him over. I don't want you anymore. Don't. I'm not the same kid who begged for your attention. You might be feeling guilt now. That doesn't matter. That doesn't change all those years where you literally acted as if I weren't there. You and Kushina hated me since birth. I never had birthday parties like Kara or Naomi. You two never tucked me in. Never told me everything was alright. Never spoke to me unless I got in trouble. Never told me good job or gave me a fucking compliment. I don't know why you two hated me, but you can both take your excuses elsewhere. I don't want them. Itachi is more of a father than you've ever been. Then again, anyone who's ever cared about me has been more of a father than you. Naruto had tears in his eyes. As he stepped back, realizing what he'd done, he ran. As fast as he could, he ran out of the tower. Minato thought about going after his son, but knew it wouldn't change anything. Anbu, why didn't you stop him from punching me? He asked sadly. The Anbu pulled his mask off, revealing none other than Kakashi Hatake. Because if even half of that is true, then you deserved it. Naruto was running at full speeds. Tears framed his cheeks, but the wind he was generating would blow them away. Then he bumped into someone and sent them tumbling. When they stopped rolling, Naruto saw it. Hinata Hyuga he'd run into, and she was currently on top of him. Naruto stood up and helped Hinata up. Hey, sorry, I bumped into you, Hinata. She brushed a tear off of Naruto's cheek. Why are you crying, Naruto? He took her hands into his own. A lot of things, but I feel better now. Talking to you. Can we go somewhere? Bro, how did my Siri turn on? Like, what one? Anyway, let's go. She pulled him backwards, not aware of what direction it was and not caring in the slightest. They made their way to the training grounds eventually. The teens sat on the ground, and the orbs floating around Naruto gave a faint greenish-blue light. Naruto was leaned against a training pole, with Hinata right beside him. Hinata, I don't know what I feel right now. She nodded. Will you tell me what happened? She asked. Naruto sighed, then told her everything. Everything from the beginning. From him being neglected to all the way to punching his father. You see, Hinata, I'm damaged. You don't need a friend like. She leaned. She hugged Naruto. Naruto, you have your problems, but I've always admired you for being able to endure them and still smile. I've watched you since you were a child. Well, since we were children, after you saved me from those bullies after school. I was always too shy to actually talk to you, but you were always similar. But we have similar situations. Father ignores me for my younger sister, and even ignores my younger sister. And father ignores me for my younger sister, and ever since mother died, he hadn't said so much as a kind word to me. He told me I was pathetic just this morning for losing to my sister. Naruto, I admire your will. Your willfire lets me keep getting up. And no matter what, I always ran behind you, trying to catch up. But now I want to be by your side, to face down obstacles together. Naruto was stunned, happy beyond belief, but stunned. Hinata, she smiled softly. Now, who's got a stuttering problem? She slipped at the end, her previous courage fading in the butterflies in her stomach. Naruto pulled her close as close as he could, just holding her. Hinata, I don't know what to say. What you just confessed is overwhelming. Why wouldn't you want to stand by me? She caressed his cheek. Because I love you. I always have. Hinata-chan, I'll never lie to you, so I can't say I love you back just yet. But I want the chance to be able to. I definitely like you more than any other girl, so please, will you be my Naruto was interrupted by another hug. Hinata giggled. You don't have to ask, Naruto-kun. My answer will always be yes for you. Minato, something happened big time. Jiraiya stood in Minato's office. Minato glared. Another prophecy change? Jiraiya nodded. I don't know how it's possible, because prophecies are usually permanent, but with little to no change. The Great Toad had told me that. The death of who binds shall mark the beginning of those who wears of the one who wears the sage's cloak and seeks the truth will either protect or decimate this world. And the one of all seeing eye will be the key. Should she fall, the world will follow suit. The Toad said this in the prophecy. The Toad said that the prophecy is different, almost set in stone. But who has the Sage's Cloak? A power like that would definitely be easy to notice, right? Minato groaned. Sensei, I'm starting to see why we shouldn't know the future. If you didn't tell me the first prophecy, I would have never ignored Naruto, and he wouldn't hate me. Jiraiya smiled sadly. Kid, that's what it means to be a Hokage. To sacrifice everything for the sake of those precious to you. I recommend I recommended you because you would be able to make hard choices that weaker men wouldn't. If you bear his hatred and succeed in protecting everyone, at least he will be safe. Then Minato's eyes widened. Wait, Naruto just unlocked a new bloodline. Wait, what if they're part of the Sage's Cloak? If I'm right, then we've been looking at this all wrong. He stood up angrily. Kid, the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails gets Sage Cloak if mastered all the Nine Tails. Jiraiya told him. The one who binds, think it means Kushina or Naomi, chakra chains. Minato asked as he dismissed his earlier idea. Jiraiya nodded. I figured as much, but in the but the best we can do is protect them. Where are they? Minato cursed. Damn it! Naomi's on a mission in Kiri, Anbu. Go get Team Itachi. You've got 5 minutes. Why send them? Jiraiya asked. Because Itachi can fight nearly anyone alive, Minato told him. Anyway, that is where I'm going to end off today's What If. I started a lot. I can't read properly. I'm sorry if people are not liking this. But anyways, I hope you'll enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here. And please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to join the Discord server. Link in the description below. And go follow the story and go support the creator of the story. I'm really enjoying this. And I'll probably try to read on ahead and then record instead of recording while I'm reading, so I know what's happening, so I already know the words and I won't stutter as much. Anyways, my ducklings, you're all dismissed, and peace.